Hey friends, welcome to TechHarvesting. In today's video, we are going to have a look at a lot of terminal commands that a lot of people do not know. The terminal is something that a lot of people do not use much often, maybe because they don't like it. But today I'm going to make it very easy that you will understand everything. The main things that I'm going to be covering in today's video are navigating the file system, creating files, deleting files, and so on. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So before we start learning the commands, one thing that I wanted to tell you if you're using Windows is that a lot of commands will be different. So in order to make it the same, I recommend downloading Git from git-scm.com, and when you install Git, you'll get a tool called Git Bash. So if you search for Bash and open it up, it's just a normal shell like any other, and you can execute commands in there. So I recommend using Git Bash for this tutorial if you are running Windows. Otherwise, it's okay if you're on Linux or some Unix based system. You can just use your default shell, which can be Bash, ZSH, anything. So the first command that we're going to be learning is very simple. It's called the echo command. Okay, this is kind of like a hello world command if you would do it in the programming way. So to run this, open up your terminal. You can use Git Bash if you're using that, or you can use Windows Terminal. You can download from the Microsoft Store if you're using Windows. You can use any terminal. For now, I'm just going to use the Visual Studio Code integrated terminal. It doesn't be like you have to use this or anything. You could use anything. So in here, once you open up the terminal, type in echo, put two quotes, and inside the quotes, you're going to give in some text. So for example, hello world. Oh man, the first command itself was a typo. Anyways, so you get hello world in there. So that's the command. So echo command just prints out whatever we give it. It's very simple. It does not do much. And next command is kind of very simple, clear. If you type in clear and hit enter, it just clears your screen. So once again, echo something. Okay, hit enter, and you get back the same text that you gave. Now that may not be of much sense to you, it may not be of much use, that's not really much useful, just echoing things out to us. You could actually echo some variables if you want, so $path or something, but that's later on if you want to learn more. But for now, let's go on to the next command, which is cd. cd stands for change directory, and it's used to change the current folder. Right now, if you look carefully, you can see that I have this sign in here. So this says that I'm in my home folder. Home folder is like if you're using Linux or something, it's like /home/ and your username. If you're using Windows, it's like C users, your username. That location is what you call this sign is representing that location. So if you do cd, you'll be able to change your folder. Right now you're in your home folder. So for example, if I want to go to my desktop, I can do cd desktop. Hit enter, and you can see that right now I'm in my home folder /desktop. So that's very simple. The cd command just helps you change the directory. So for example, in here, if I went to my desktop, then you can see all the applications that are here. So if I want to see all those applications in here which are there in my desktop, so if I take in my desktop, if you want to see all these apps in my terminal, I run the command called ls. ls stands for list and helps us to list the files and folders of the current directory. If I hit enter, you'll see all these files. So there are some .lnk files which are like links, like shortcuts in Windows and all those things. Most of them are like that. So those are the two main commands that we learned first. The cd command to go to a different folder, and the ls command to list the files or folders in a directory. So if you want to go to the folder that's just before the one we are going, for example, right now you can see I'm in my home /desktop. So if I want to go one step back, which takes me to home, I can do cd ... means you want to take us to the folder that's just before this one. If I hit enter, you can see that I'm right here. Now, you don't want to always look here and tell where you are. There are different ways to do this. One way is to use the pwd command, which is standing for present working directory, which tells us which location we are in. So right now you can see that we are in this location, that symbol, which means it's in our home directory. You can do pwd, hit enter, and you can see the location. It lists out the location for you. So this is the current location where I am in. which is my home folder, so I can go to different locations and travel around in there like that. So that's how these commands work. Again, I can go cd and I can go back to my desktop or something and use the clear command to clear my screen. Everything is clean. So that's how that works. Next, let's have a look at creating new folders. So to create new folders, you're going to use the mkdir command, which stands for make directory, and directory means folders, so don't get confused. Directory means folders. Use mkdir and then name your folder. For example, I want to name this test. Hit enter and it's going to create a folder. Now we can use the ls command that we learned before to list everything in here, and you can see that there's a folder called test, and there's a slash at the end, which means it's just telling us that it is a folder. And if we go to my desktop, you'll see that there's this test folder in here, which I created through my terminal. So that's very simple. You use the mkdir command to create folders. Now if I want, I can again cd to that folder, so cd test, hit enter, and now you can see that I'm in this folder, home/desktop/test, and I can use my pwd command and it'll again tell me where I am correctly, so the whole path it's gonna give us. So that's how you can create a folder. So till now we discussed about cd, which is used to change your directory. We discussed about pwd to get your present working directory, ls to list all the files and folders, and mkdir to like create a new folder. Now if you want to create a new file, there's another command for that called touch. Touch is a command that is used to create a new file, and you give the file name in there. For example, I want a file named test.txt. okay, so if I hit enter now, it'll create a new file. If we do an ls in here, you'll see that I have a test.txt file, and I can again open it in my Explorer by double clicking in there, and you can see that I have a test.txt. Open it up. It's not having anything in here, but that's how it is. So I can again use editors to add content to that file, but for now I'm not going to be doing that. Let's bring up my terminal. So that's how you can create a file and view it. Like viewing is not much, we just use our Windows Explorer things, but that's how you create a file. You use the touch command and you give the name of the file. So name.txt, run the command, go here, open it up, and you'll see that now there's a name.txt file. So that's how that goes. You can just create multiple files, how much ever you want. That's the basics. So you can create files, multi directories, and you can go here and there, list all the files, check out where you are, create folders, and all those things. Now, since we created the file, if you want to delete it, we use the next command which you're going to learn, which is rm, which stands for remove. So if you want to delete a file, type in rm and the file name. So we had created two files in here, test.txt and name.txt, right? So if we want to delete the name.txt file, we run rm name.txt, hit enter. That's going to remove it. Open it up again, and you can see it's not here. Otherwise, if you didn't want to open it up, you can again do an ls, and it'll just show the test.txt because the name.txt file just got deleted. So that's how you can remove a file. Now I'm just going to create a new folder just to show you how you can remove folders. So mkdir my new folder. Okay, that's going to create a new folder, clear it up. Now if I do an ls, you can see that there's a new folder here called my new folder. And now, for example, if I want to delete that, I can use the command rmdir. Rmdir stands for remove directory, just like mkdir. And I can name I can give the name of my a folder, which is my new folder. And it got deleted, so I can do an ls, and there's no more my new folder right here. So that's also a very simple way how you can delete files and folders. Now, for example, if I have something like a folder called test, I know it's in test inside test, but anyways, if I cd to test, and if I create a new file with touch, my new file.txt. Okay, now I'm gonna cd back, and if I do ls here, you can see that there's a test folder which we created, and inside the test folder we have our my new file.txt. Now if you try to remove this rmdir test hit enter, you will see that we get this error which is rmdir failed to remove test directory not empty. That's because we have our file mynewfile.txt. Now it might be a bit tough if you want to like go to each folder and remove all the files, so you can use another command called rm, which is the remove file command, but I'm going to use a flag. Flag is like options that we pass to different commands. So you can do rm-rf, which means you're kind of like removing a folder, and then you can give the name of the folder test. If you hit enter now, the folder gets deleted completely. So if you do an ls, you can see that the folder is removed. So you can use rmdir only if the folder is empty. If it's not empty, you have to use the commands like rm-rf, the rf flag, and it will remove the folder. So that's how you can remove files and folders on your computer with the help of a shell or a terminal. Now let's have a look at copying files from the terminal. I'm going to create a new folder, so mkdir, and I'm going to name it my copied files. Hit enter, and you can see that it created this folder. Now what I'm going to do is to copy this test.txt file onto that my copied files folder. So to do that, we use the cp command, which stands for copy, and then you're going to give the file name, which is test.txt in this case, and you're going to give the destination. So where do you want to copy this to? So it's going to be my copied files, which is the name of the folder. And if you're wondering how this got completed for me, I just hit tab after writing a little. So you can hit tab and it gives you the rest gets filled out automatically. And I'm going to name it a new test.txt. Hit enter, and now if I cd to my copied files and ls in here, you'll see this new test.txt file got copied over there. So the file that I had in here in the test folder got copied into my copied files folder. So that's how you can copy files. It might seem a bit confusing in the beginning. What I literally did is I had this test folder, I had this test.txt file, just like Control C, went inside, Control V, and like it just automatically renamed it. So if you want, you can do it that way also, but we're learning the command line now, so you can do it like that. So that's how you can like copy files. That was kind of simple, but it might be a bit confusing. If you do it more, you'll get used to it. So till now we had only been like creating files, deleting files, and copying files, right? So what if we want to edit the file? If you're using the graphical user interface or the GUI, you would use some applications like Notepad, or depends on your distribution or your operating system. So with Windows you use Notepad. But if you want to use it on the terminal, like if you want to edit the files fast, you can use different terminal software. You could use something like Vim, Nano, and all those. So right now I have Nano installed. When you install Bash, it gets installed default on Windows. So if you do Nano and hit enter, you will see that I have it installed. That's why it takes me to this interface. Control X will quit Nano. So if I do an ls in this folder right now, you can see I have this test.txt. So if I want to make some changes to this test.txt file, I give nano test.txt, my file name, hit enter, and it opens it up in Nano. So I'm using Nano 5.8. You can see all the information in here. I can enter something in here. So for example, I want to do my file has changed. Okay, now I can do Control X. Now it asks some questions. Do you want to save this? You made some changes, right? Hit Y because we want to change. If you don't want to change, you would hit N for no. Yes, and hit enter. This is the name of the file that you want to write. Don't change anything, just hit enter, and it will write to that file, so the changes will be there. So if I do an ls in here, my file is still there, and if I open it with Nano again, so test.txt, you'll see that file, that change is persisting. So we just edited the file just like editing it with Notepad. Now, in case we don't want to always open Nano to see what's inside a file. You saw that just now I did nano test.txt and went inside to see if the file changes have occurred. Instead of doing that, I can use a command called cat. I know it looks like a cat, it's kind of funny, but the cat command lists everything inside a file. So if I do cat test.txt, hit enter, you can see what's there in my file got spat out in here. My file has changed. So that's very simple. Cat command just shows everything inside a file. So if I want to create a new file, and if I go inside that and edit it or something, if I do, I get all the information inside that file with the help of the cat command. And it does not have to be a text file. It can be any kind of text-based file, not any executables or anything, but like that. So you can use the cat command to list everything inside a file. Now I want to show some small tricks that you can use, like piping it's called. So you get the output of one command and you want to add it to some other file or something, you can use these tricks. So you can clear the screen for now. Now for example, I want to echo my echo command. This just gives it in our terminal. Now what if we want to give the same thing, my echo command, into a file, but we're not like gonna go ahead and edit everything, open up it in Nano or anything. You just want to go ahead and easily just have it into a file. You can do echo, and then you can give this sign, it's greater than or less than sign, whatever it's called, and then you can give a file name. For example, my output.txt. Hit enter, and this my echo command is not echoed to us, like it did not give any feedback, but it went and echoed it onto this file. So if we cat out my output file, output.txt, you will see I get my echo command. So this single the greater than less than sign, which will just output the same the output of a command onto the file. So it does not have to always be echo. We could use something like ls. So if we do ls in here, ls, and give all the output onto that file. If we do that now, if you once again catch the file, you'll see that we get the output of our ls command onto this file. So one thing you might have noticed is that my echo command, which I had in the file, just disappeared, so it's no longer there. That's because this greater than or less than symbol will just replace everything in that file. If you don't want that to happen, you can have two of these. So instead of one, you can have two of those together. Hit enter, and two of them means it's just going to append it at the end. So at the end of the file, it's just going to add it on. It's not going to replace everything. So if you do cat now, I found everything twice. That's because before also I had done it, now also I did it. The before one did not get deleted because I used two of those angle brackets. So that's actually it for this video. I just want to show you the basics of a terminal, how you can use it. A lot of people do not actually use it, so I hope you find this video helpful, and if you did find it helpful, consider liking this video and share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.